If I was an NFL coach, I would create a system where players outside of the quarterback, obviously, were more replaceable. Not totally replaceable, but more replaceable. So the Pittsburgh Steelers, Big Ben yesterday kind of threw Antonio Brown under the bus. He's got his own drama. He said, I've reached out to him numerous times about the argument. I've called him. I text him. I know other guys that have. We haven't heard back. Basically saying, calling out his wide receiver, he's high maintenance. Folks, Pete Carroll and Mike Tomlin are known throughout football as guys who can handle egos, guys who can handle divas. And Mike Tomlin couldn't handle Le'Veon, can't handle Antonio, struggles with Big Ben, and Pete got his guys out of town. It doesn't work. This morning, OBJ in New York on the trading block. Show me the Super Bowls for Ocho. The Dallas Cowboys got out of the Dez Bryant business. They won the division. Show me where it works. This is not the NBA, where every draft there is one, maybe two, generally one kid you got to get. You got to sell the farm to get a guy. Half the NFL is undrafted. The SEC alone, you could just draft out of that conference and build an NFL franchise. You are not beholden to any one player. Now, you need to get a quarterback. There's no question about that. But college football now has given us a couple a year. 5 rookies this year, all played, all made an impact. But if the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have a history under Mike Tomlin of kind of coddling, enabling stars, if they can't do it, if Mike Tomlin can't handle it, good luck to the rest of you. Because Mike Tomlin and Pete Carroll have been the two kind of star enablers, you know, the ping pong table in the locker room. Players can talk politics. They embrace it. And these two guys, Pete Carroll's like, I'm done with it. Got to the playoffs. I'm getting my guys out of town. Got to the playoffs. Mike Tomlin, I wish I could get my guys out of town. Can't make the playoffs. I mean, Big Ben saying we're trying to get a hold of a 30-year-old wide receiver who's throwing footballs at us and throwing a tantrum. And again, this is not the NBA. The Steelers, in fact, even have Antonio Brown's replacement on the roster. He just got voted MVP of the team by the players, Juju Smith-Schuster. There are certain things in sports that evolve. There are things in sports that are very valuable, but over time become less valuable. Let's take the NBA centers. You used to have a big center or you couldn't win a title. 3-ball revolution, don't need centers. If you have them, can be useless late in games. Used to be in baseball. I remember as a kid growing up, base stealers. Oh, you got to have a guy get on base, steal a base. Base stealers, nobody wants to take that risk and take a guy off the bases. And in the NFL, diva wide receivers. It's over. Show me the playoff wins for Randy Moss, Ocho, Dez, OBJ, Antonio Brown. They're all underachieving teams. Seattle's got good. I'm not saying you don't need wide receivers. They've never been more valuable. But the guys in Seattle aren't controversial. DeAndre Hopkins in Houston isn't controversial. Like certain things in sports, you simply, sports evolves. NBA centers aren't as valuable. They're not. I mean, Joel Embiid, they get hurt. They can't shoot threes. They don't control tempo. Oftentimes bad free throw shooters. Base stealers in Major League Baseball. Used to have one. If you didn't have speed, you were done. Now it's like, why risk the out? It's a home run game. And in football, the diva wide receiver, what is the point? Why? Show me where you need them. Because the Dallas Cowboys got out of the coddling Dez Bryant business, a lot less noise and more playoffs. And worst of all for Pittsburgh is that they knew Antonio Brown was a headache. Ryan Grant, now at ESPN, used to be his team. Ryan Clark used to play with him. And he warned the team, watch out when you pay him. Diva wide receivers. Absolutely, inarguably, no longer necessary to win divisions, win playoff games, and win Super Bowls. More proof. Let's shift to this. Social media, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat stuff, social media. Everybody wants the cool thing now. I'm having a great vacation. Look at my phone. I'm lit. I'm cool. I'm kind of an old school guy. I think you treat people right. Treat people how you like to be treated. That's been true for 50 years. It'll be true for the next 50. It'll be true before I was here and after I'm here. Mike McCarthy, who, by the way, 18 playoff games, one more than he lost, has a better winning percentage than Bill Parcells, I believe, is available to hire as a coach. Jets should hire him. Cleveland should hire him. Arizona should hire him. He probably won't get those jobs because he's not lit. He's not cool. He doesn't have cheekbones. He eats too many hamburgers for those. He kind of looks like a cop or a bus driver. Yeah. You convince me that all the cool guys should get the jobs in Cleveland and New York and Arizona. I know those young guys, those handsome guys, those clever guys, those high cheekbone guys, those guys are hot. I'm not denying Cliff Kingsbury's hot. He won 35% of his games in the Big 12. Not so hot. By the way, who's the number one seed in the AFC right now? Oh, wait, it's Andy Reid, 60 years old. I can't see his cheekbones either. He's not lit either. You guys ran him out of this league, right? No good, bum, old guy, can't win the big one. The number 2 seed in the AFC is 66-year-old Bill Belichick. Oh, by the way, the best coaching job in the league probably done by John Harbaugh, mid-50s. Sean Payton, mid-late 50s, number 1 in the NFC. I know Sean McVay's handsome and got abs. John DeFilippo, he was going to change the game, got fired. Jets, Cleveland. Mike McCarthy's the best available coach. I saw when he left Green Bay, they were 2-2. They beat the Jets in overtime in Atlanta at home. Yippee. Better get size for a Golden Hall of Fame jacket. I know that Mike McCarthy is a little heavy, kind of grumpy, old school, no visible cheekbones. He's the best coach available right now. Oh, but he runs a simplistic offense. Really? You watch football? You think this stuff is MIT? These are 24-year-old men. I watch the Pittsburgh Steelers. That doesn't feel like Harvard to me. Antonio, get open. Teams have playbooks. High school, college, pro football. Players memorize them. I'm not looking for Cambridge here, Oxford. I'm looking for stability. All right? Sean McVay, you do get in L.A., is not close to Sean Payton right now. You do get that Josh McDaniels bombed in Denver. Matt LaFleur, there's another hot guy, the Titans offensive coordinator. You got to have Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur, it took him 12 games to figure out, just hand the ball to Derrick Henry. What about Adam Gase? Adam Gase in Miami, he is hot. He is young. He is clever. He is lit. He's a quarterback whisperer. That's what I heard. He was the Jay Cutler quarterback whisperer. You know, a lot of things. You ever notice with Jay Cutler, people whisper things all the time about Jay Cutler. He's a jerk. That's what they whisper. Don't overlook experience. Don't overlook Mike McCarthy. Super Bowls, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, egos, big brands, pressure. Yeah, I know. He looks like a Milwaukee retired cop. I know he's not cool. But the guy's won 62% of his games. He's been to the playoffs 9 times. He has a winning record. You ran Andy Reid out of Philly. He was old and outdated too. And you got a hip college guy. That didn't work out. And oh, by the way, Doug Peterson, where'd he come from? He was Andy Reid's guy. Look at who's the number 1 seed in the AFC. I'm just reading all these stories about all these hip, hot, new, cool, lit, cheekbone guys. And I'm like, I saw Josh McDaniels in Denver. That was a disaster. That was young arrogance. I'm watching LaFleur in Tennessee. I mean, I like Matt Nagy, but you going to tell me Brian Kelly, Notre Dame's won everywhere, can't coach in the NFL? You're going to hire guys with a 35% winning percentage in the Big 12? I mean, I don't get it. Mike McCarthy is out there. Mike McCarthy is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It was popular 100 years ago. It'll be popular in 100 years. You go knock out your kale salad. That guy can coach. All that guy can do is handle egos, Favre and Rodgers, handle a big brand, win a Super Bowl. By the way, in a market that doesn't pay its stars, can't get free agents, and players don't want to play in. Oh, but Aaron Rodgers, what about him? Well, we finished third in his own division this year. What about Aaron Rodgers? Man, we are falling for new and Snapchat and Instagram and Twitter. Nah, just look me in the eye. Say hi, shake my hand. I'll go old school communication. We could talk at dinner. You can be on your phone with your wife, on your phone with your boyfriend, on Instagram with your girlfriend at dinner. I'd rather keep the devices at home, talk, flirt, eat, look each other in the eye. I'm a Mike McCarthy guy. Sorry. 62% winning in the tougher division the last couple of years, the NFC. You can go ahead and run him out of the sport. Go hire the college guys. I'll take him. Be very careful about bearing 50, 60-year-old guys because they're outdated. Experience matters. Yeah, you told me the Wildcat was going to last forever, too. You know what lasts? Get in the pocket, sit back, look around the field, throw darts, complete them. That works. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.